is about, according to the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. The reason is that we will see like a lot of it is related to the MindGym initiative. The approach that we are following is very, very much aligned to the framework of yoga. And I think we all are like, it is Patanjali Yoga Sutra has become quite known in the last 15-20 years. And essentially, the second sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it says Yoga Sachitra Vritti Nirodha. So that's the most popular, and that sutra itself defines what yoga is about. So yoga, it actually means, it is in Sanskrit, it means yoga is the cessation of the modifications of mind. That second sutra defines entire yoga. So it says that our mind has ripples, and if those ripples settle down, we are able to see the things as they are. We get to see the reality of our existence, right? So very short sutra, it encompasses the meaning of the entire yoga. And if you see the concept that we are following in MindGym is quite similar. What we are saying is that because of the thoughts and the mental chatter, we are not able to see the world as it is. Because of it, we have that box, right, that prevents us from seeing things as it is. And the whole purpose is to how do we get that box out so that we can see the things as they are. So the yogic metaphor is ripples in the mind, right? And our MindGym metaphor is a box that is preventing us from seeing things as they are. So that is basically yoga. Going a little bit deeper into it, basically the Yoga Sutra, by the way, was written around 400-500 BC. So around the same time Buddha was around. So they're contemporary sources of wisdom. So then it goes and talks about why do we have those ripples. So actually it talks about 5 reasons why we have the ripples of mind. And in no particular order, I'll just cover them based on what my favorites are. One is the memory. Memory actually makes us go past, like go back and forth, and actually one of the reasons of creating the ripple. Second one is sleep, right? If we are asleep, we don't even know what is happening. That creates the ripples. The next one is verbal delusion. So verbal delusion means that we misinterpret what we hear, right? So we hear something, but we are not able to interpret it correctly. It can be going literally by the meaning of the words, or taking a different meaning when we have to take some other meaning. One of the metaphors I like, one of the jokes one of the wise people had used for this is that, think that you are in a railway station on a platform, and you hear an announcement that this train is Rajdhani Express is going to come on platform number 1. So hearing that Rajdhani Express is going to come on platform number 1, if somebody gets very nervous that this train is literally coming on the platform and jumps on the tracks, right? So that would be like a cause of a ripple. So the same word meant something else, right? But you interpret it differently. So that is the third reason. The fourth reason of the ripple is what we call wrong knowledge. So wrong knowledge is because of 2 main reasons. Imagination. So we see things. We see a snake where there is a rope. And the second one is wrong inference. And by the way, these things are they are directly from Patanjali Yoga Sutra, right? If you go to the next aphorisms after Yoga Sachitra Vritti Nirodha, it talks about all these all these reasons. So we talked about wrong knowledge. We spoke about verbal delusion, sleep, memory, And then the fifth one is surprisingly right knowledge. So right knowledge is also a cause of the ripple, right? But the thing is that you use the right knowledge to settle down the other ripples, and at the end, even the right knowledge needs to be settled down, right? And what are the components of right knowledge? The number one is direct experience. So if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go to the top of a mountain, being able to go there on your own, right? Direct experience. Second is that getting the map of that mountain from somebody who has already been there. So that is basically the sayings of the wise, right? What we are doing today. Yoga Sutra. The people who have gone there, they are actually acting like a guiding light for us, letting us know what the path is. So, and basically these two things are, so direct experience or learning, go there and do it on your own, or get directions from people who have done it, right? So these are the 5 reasons of the ripples. And now the question is, what do we do to settle the ripples down, right? So we talked about yoga se chitta vritti nirodha, that yoga is cessation of the waves in the mind. We talked about 5 reasons why these waves exist. And now how do we settle those down? So for that, in Ashtanga Yoga, they have laid out a 8-limbed method, like 8-fold, you can say 8 steps. It is not actually steps, it is 8 limbs. And what are those limbs? You have yama, niyama, and I'll just go through them and I'll just come back and tell you. The yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, right? These are the 8 limbs of yoga. And for some reason, people think asana or the postures, right? They use it interchangeably with yoga, but it is just one of the 8 limbs. So the asana is just one of the 8 limbs, and the other ones, actually, that's the real yoga starts after asana. So the first yama and niyama are a set of rules, your personal rules, like personal hygiene and things like that. And then and the rules for you to interface or interact with the society, right? Things like truthfulness, non-stealing, and things like that. So those are the first 2 ranks. The next one after that is asana, so that you can be aware of your body. Asana is basically being aware of your body. And obviously, if you do those asana, there are secondary benefits, for your organs and circulation and things like that. But the primary purpose of asanas is to be aware of your body. Then we go to the pranayam. Pranayam is breath. And since last week, we have been talking about in the MindGym workshops, right? What is the role of breath in calming down our default mode network, right? So in the yoga framework, basically talk about the different koshas. So we start off with your real annamaya kosha, which is your body. After that, you have pranamaya kosha, which is basically based on pran. Then the third one is your manomaya kosha, which is your mind. So the pranamaya kosha is between your body and mind. So it actually influences and guides a lot of the thinking process that is happening in our mind. So what we'll do is, at this time, again, last week we had introduced the concept about the belly breathing, right? So since we are talking about pranayama, I'll encourage everyone to take a deep breath, and with the in breath, your belly should go out, and out breath, the belly should go in. Take it again, a deep breath. Count of 4 or 5, whatever is comfortable. And out breath, slightly more, count of 5 or 6. So out breath should be slower than your in breath. let's do 5 of this. So I think if you can feel your thoughts calming down using a belly breath. And belly breath is the first technique that we use in our workshops, and is perhaps the most effective technique with the minimum amount of investment. So if we can continue doing belly breath through the day, you'll see your mental activity will be substantially low. And whenever you get aware of your breath, just make sure, just give it attention, breathe naturally, belly going out when you breathe in, belly going in when you breathe out. So this is one of the breathing techniques. There are several others, and we cover a few of them in our workshops, and we'll do a couple of them today as well. So once the pranayam, if you do pranayam, what happens is it naturally takes us to the next level, which is called pratyahar. Pratyahar actually is more of a gate than a level, if you ask me. So pratyahar means you're looking inside. So with body awareness through asanas, with breath awareness through pranayam, it takes our attention inwards, and that is pratyahar. And after pratyahar, we have 3 more levels, which is dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, which is the heart of yoga. So dharana is concentration. So we spoke about the anchoring technique in the last workshop, right? So I'll just do a quick recap of the anchoring technique. So we said that we talked about attention, and let's say this is my monkey mind, or attention, not the mind, but attention. And these are my default mode network activity or mental chatter, right? So our attention, it tries to grab to the chatter, right? And then it sees another one, it grabs to this one, then it sees this one and grabs to this one. So it keeps on going in loops, right? So it keeps on going in different, one thought to other thought to other thought. So what we do through the mind gym technique, if you see, right, what we do is that we teach the attention to let go of so we introduce a concept of an anchor, right? So we said that you come back to this anchor whenever there is a distraction. It'll go to the distraction, but you come back to this anchor. Then it goes to distraction and you come back to this anchor, right? So this concept about being able to hold on to even an anchor is very important for this, right? And that is what we mean in dharana. Concentration, enough concentration to be able to hold on to something, right? So that is the concept about dharana. Then dhyana is meditation. So this whole concept of coming back to the anchor again and again and again, doing that 20 times, 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes in one sitting, twice a day. And if you do that for like 2 or 3 months, right, you'll find out that the reality of your attention will expand, and you'll be able to sit back and see everything, see your thoughts, attention, your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations, and most importantly, not getting entangled to any of those, right? And that state where there is no, basically the observer and the observed, they merge, right? That is the state of samadhi, which is the final final goal of yoga. And that is the unboxed state. So that is a concept about how the Ashtanga yoga and mind gym framework are related, right? So I hope this was useful. What we'll do now is let's do some some exercises, MindGym exercises. So we did we'll start off with again doing 10 belly breaths. When you breathe in, the belly should go out. Breathe out slowly. So your out breath is longer than in breath, and that will calm your mind down. Now continue, close your eyes and put your attention to the base of your spine, the tailbone. And with in-breath, trace attention up your spine through your back. As you breathe in, take the attention up to your neck. And when you breathe out, take the attention back down to the tailbone. Breathe in, attention up to the neck. Breathe out, attention down to the tailbone. You may feel a little bit of sensations in your back, or you may not feel any sensations. Just trace the attention with your breath, and we'll do it 10 times. Okay, we will use these two techniques as a warm-up for our meditation session. Anisha or Purnima, if you could just put in the guided meditation, breath awareness.
Purnima, you can put it on, please.
And everyone else should mute their mics.
To the MindGym guided meditation. Let us start with first exploring what exactly are we trying to do before details about the meditation technique. We will try to build up our attention's capacity to let go of thoughts by continuously bringing our attention back on an anchor. As the attention favors the anchor, it automatically practices letting go from distracting thoughts. This practice helps build up our ability to focus and to not get entangled with the thoughts that keep arising. There are many kinds of anchors that can be used in this technique. In this meditation, we will use breath as an anchor. Breath is the simplest and most used anchor, also taught by the Buddha. Breath is always with us. It's real, and bringing our attention to it brings us to the present moment. You can sit crisscross on a mat, or you can sit on a chair. Be aware of your bottoms before you start and balance your weight evenly. Try to keep your back as straight as possible, but not tense. Gently close your eyes. Try to experience the feeling that there's nowhere to go and nothing to worry about. Just relax and let go of the tension in the jaw, in the shoulders, and any other place in the body that feels tight. Now, let us take ourselves to a deeper, quiet place within us. Let us now start with belly breathing. This increases our capacity of not getting distracted by thoughts. The technique is quite simple. Make sure your belly goes up when you breathe in, and it goes in when you breathe out. Breathe deeply but slowly. Focus on the belly as you breathe. Breathe in, belly out. Breathe out, belly in. Let's repeat this a few times. Also put your hand on the belly and see that it moves out when you breathe in and goes in when you breathe out. Now put your attention on the sensations in your back, specifically around your spine. Move the attention from the bottom of the spine to your neck and back down. Now try to synchronize this up and down movement with the belly breathing. Move the attention up the spine slowly as you breathe in, and move it down along the back as you breathe out. This practice will help further quiet our active mind. Let us repeat this a few times. things calm down and attention starting to get focused, we will move into the meditation. Bring your attention to the breath. Watch when it enters the nostrils and comes out. Observe the warmth or the coldness. Watch the gap between the in and the out breath closely. Observe the sensation the breath creates below the nostrils, above the upper lip. Make sure that the in-breath is of the same length as the out-breath. Longer in-breath can activate your mind, whereas longer out-breath can make you very relaxed and sleepy. So for deep meditation, make sure that your in-breath and out-breath is of equal lengths. You can count to 3 for the in-breath and count to 3 for the out-breath if you want to make sure the lengths of the in and out-breath are the same. Using the breath as an anchor in this technique. Keep your attention on the breath and the sensation it creates. If your attention wanders into other thoughts, get it back to the breath whenever you become aware of the fact that you have wandered. You're trying to gently favor the breath. Don't judge yourself or the thoughts that distracted you. Stay equanimous. Stay with the breath. attention does not wander, continue to watch the breath and the sensation it creates with more awareness. between the breath and thoughts sometime during the practice. As soon as you realize you are in the zone, bring the attention back to the anchor. The gap will keep getting bigger with practice. The awareness of your breath. Watch the warm breath in and out, and the sensation it creates above the upper lip. If your attention wanders into other thoughts, get it back to the breath whenever you realize this. No need to judge your thoughts or the drifting away. We are practicing letting go of thoughts and coming back to the anchor. Just gently favor the breath. Continue to watch and stay with the breath. Awareness of your breath. Watch the in-breath and out-breath and the sensation it creates above the upper lip. we end this meditation session, let us practice loving kindness for a minute. Start with sending love to yourself. Picture your own image and feel compassion flow from your heart. Then follow with your family members, friends, and known ones, and other fellow human beings around us. Just feel the compassion and love flowing through you. May all beings be happy. Continue to sit still with your eyes closed for one more minute before resuming your daily activities.
So I hope everyone is feeling calmer. Um, so we have 15 minutes. So I want to spend about 5 minutes in introducing the second technique, because we are in the second lesson today. So what we did up to now is more or less a revision of the first lesson. So the concept that I wanted to introduce is, in fact, nowadays I've been hearing Swami Sarvapriyanand quite a bit. He's the head of the Vedanta Society of New York, right? And if you haven't checked him out, please do. He's like a brilliant orator, right? So one of the best I've ever heard. So he talks about this story that this person comes to his master and says, "Master, help me, I'm very sad." So the master says, "Are you sad? What do you mean by I am sad? Can you watch the sadness in you?" So yes. So in that case, if you can watch the sadness in you, you are not sad. You are the watcher of the sadness. The sadness is something that you can see arising within you. So that guy actually became very happy. Basically, he was very encouraged. So and he says, "So master, what should I do?" So go back and just keep on watching the sadness, right? And they realize that sadness is not you. You are the observer of the sadness. And so this guy goes home and he comes after a week and he says, he's very elated. He said, "Master, you have done a wonderful trick and now I'm so happy." Like, and the master tells him, "No, you are not happy. You are the watcher of the happiness in you." Right? So that is the key, the anchor for our next technique, right? The watcher of happiness, watcher of sadness, right? What do you mean by that? So Buddha actually is he is the person who popularized this concept about watching your sensations in your body. So what happens is all our emotions appear in our body as a pattern of sensations, right? What we interpret as emotions, if you see it carefully, each and that actually will be a package of either flushing, throbbing, heaviness, prickling. The combination of the sensation actually appear as either fear or feeling of sadness, heaviness, anger, jealousy. Each has a different pattern. And the trick is that if you can be non-judgmentally, don't judge anything, just focus on the sensations without labeling them good, bad, or even a name like it is prickly and throbby. Just be with the sensations, right? And what happens magically, if we can do this, it is not that easy, right? Especially when you're angry, or some sensations that are very, very strong. The sensation, they dissolve. And with that, the emotions also dissolve. And especially the strong emotions, which actually cause more thought patterns, which we'll see in future workshops, how these sensations actually trigger more thoughts, right? But that way, what you can do is that our attention, if it can watch the thoughts that we learned that through the meditation exercise and let them go, chatter, default mode network, if the attention can also watch the sensations and let them go, right? So now you have a two-pronged approach, right, for your attention. And if you can do both of them very well, then you're all set, right? So your attention has the muscle then to not getting engaged. So you won't get engaged to any chatter or any emotions, right? So you'll stay in the center, you'll stay calm, you'll be in the state of, what do we call it? Let's call it the zone, right? So that is observation zone. So that is the second. So what we'll do is let's take 2 minutes. Again, let's close our eyes, and I just observe the sensations in the chest and abdomen area without judging. They may be throbbing, prickling, heaviness, flushing. Start with your abdomen. Stay there for about a minute and then move to the chest. Now you can actually move attention to the sensations on your face. Sensation on your cheeks, forehead, lips. Now you can open your eyes whenever you are ready. So we did it for about 2 minutes, but if whenever you feel intense emotion, I will encourage you to try to observe the sensations that are happening in your body at that time. And I have done the experiment, and I've obviously the folks who have this technique has been there for thousands of years. They say that if you do it the right way, you will find that emotion, especially the negative ones, getting diffused in like couple of minutes. You have to do it for a few minutes only. So that was the second trick. And now we have about 7 minutes. So I'll open it up for any questions that you may have.
I just wanted to add on to that sensation thing that it's easier to catch gross sensations, something like pain, throbbing. It's easier to catch it. Or if you're angry, you'll see that your breath is, you are breathing very quickly and your face is flushing and red. But if you keep observing when these sensations, the gross sensations arise, if you keep observe closely, slowly, you'll be able to sense the subtle sensations also. So it'll be easier to, watch when the anger is just arising. It hasn't become full blown yet. So it really helps. It really helps.
Yeah, Shilpa, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So this is like in the 20-minute session, like where a guided meditation, it is mentioned like the inhale and the outhale, like the breath should be like 3 seconds, like. And in today's session you mentioned like like the inhale, if you take it like for 4 seconds, out when you're exhaling, try it out for like 6 or 7 minutes. So what is the difference, and now when to practice that? And I want to know more about details about
Sure. So I think the concept, Shilpa, is that so if the in and out are balanced, right? So it is a neutral situation.
Okay.
If your out is slower than in, it will relax you.
It will relax. Okay.
So when I did that, that was before the meditation. So before meditation, we do generally out is more than in. During meditation, we say that make it balanced. You should not get too relaxed, and if your in is more than out, then it will wire you up. It will make you active.
Okay.
If you have a longer in breath and shorter out breath, so before any meetings or conferences, like, you can use that as a trick. If you want to feel energetic, just do a deeper in and faster out.
Okay.
And if almost like Kapalbhati, right? Kapalbhati is the extreme of this. So it is instantaneous out.
Yeah.
So before meeting, if you do Kapalbhati, right? So it will actually make you active.
Yeah, sounds good.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
So I want to ask, I had this tickling sensation in mid of my eyebrows during the session.
Okay.
So, and when the session was getting over, there was a bell sound. After that, it was like a awakening thing, and I just opened my eyes and everything was bit of colorful, and I had this vibration all over my body. So it is a good sign or a bad sign?
That is very good sign. It is very good sign. Yeah, but don't get attached to those. Don't get attached to those things. It is a very good sign, very positive sign. So the concept is that, see, the thing is that these type of exercises will open up energy circuits within our body, and those energy circuits opening up can give experiences around. So between the eyebrows is your Ajna chakra. It's like the 6th chakra. So you may find that your intuitive strengths and other things becoming better and better as the Ajna chakra gets activated. All right. The key thing is that keep the exercises simple. So we are talking about attention and distraction, right? And this training of attention not to get distracted, coming to the anchor. That is the core and the simple technique, right? Irrespective of all this, what do you call it, sceneries that come. Let's not get too attached, at all attached to the sceneries. Just focus on the technique. But it's good.
Okay, I have a question. I have 2 questions.
Yeah, Ambika.
One is about what Prapti said, something like that, that you sometimes get overcome with emotions. And you see that sometimes I feel that if I'm going to cry. So what do you do? I mean, is it just let it go, or because it happens a lot, and also you see flashes, but if you are feeling or you visualize someone, the images during the meditation, that's my first question. And the second question is that it's easier when you're sitting in meditation to be attuned to your breath and always, trying to get the attention where it should be in the moment, living in the moment and just be with the moment. But when you're doing things throughout the day and you want to be in the moment, you want, for instance, for me, I am thinking of 1,000 things when I'm just holding a cup. I'm just not holding the cup. I'm practically thinking of everything else and doing everything else but that. So I know it's asking for a shortcut, but probably what is the thing that, if I'm holding the cup, I should just be saying, okay, this is the cup and this is what the sensation is. How can I bring myself back to that?
Good. So let's take the first one first. So basically, this is again, when you're doing the meditation, if you have these experiences or sceneries, it can be what we say zoning out. It can be overwhelming. You may get tears. You may actually get waves of energy flowing through your body and things like that. So the general guidance is that as soon as you're aware, so if you're not aware of it, you're totally into the tears, right? That you cannot do anything about it. So we should not try to force anything. But the only rule of the game is whenever you're aware that you are either having the sensations or you're crying, you're aware of it, you have to get it back to the anchor. So that is the rule of the game. So what we don't want is you change the anchor and make that crying or the sensation as the new anchor. We don't want that, because then we are not practicing anymore, right? And actually the second answer is related to this first answer. If we actually keep on doing it, like 20 times, 20 minutes a day, 2 times, 20 minutes in one sitting and 2 times a day, it is almost like we are doing these push-ups. If you do enough push-ups, then outside the meditation, the whole purpose is that outside meditation, you will be able to let go of these distracting thoughts. But for that you have to hit the gym twice a day, 20 minutes a time, right? And you'll see those muscles building up, right? But if you, in the meanwhile, if you want a short-term solution for this, you can also try to have that breath awareness even when you are moving around, right? Try to do breath awareness, try to consciously focus on your breath. So that way, at least you'll have one, honestly, it should not be, when you are actually outside the meditation, you should not be focusing fully on breath. But if you have 10 thoughts coming in, a better breath than those 10 thoughts, right? The ideal situation is that you should be able to do outside meditation whatever you want to do. You think when you want to. But try that breath awareness even outside if you want.
Okay, thank you.
I know we are out of time, but we can take one more question. And then if not, then have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining. And happy Father's Day to all your better halves.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sunday and Monday to Friday we practice. Monday to Friday we practice.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you for joining. Fine.